Hey everybody, good afternoon. It's actually really nice right now. Oh my gosh, if you guys have seen any of the news, I don't even know if it would make national news, but we had like record rainfall over here in the Coachella Valley. Yesterday was the 14th, and Palm Springs got like 3.7 inches of rain in a 24-hour period of time. And I mean, we get 1 inch out here and we flood. Can you imagine more than that? I live on the eastern side of the valley, so we did get rain, but not flooding like 3 or 4 years ago we got flooding here. But man, Palm Springs and Cathedral City got slammed. And San Jacinto, where Idlewild is up there, got over 9 inches of rain in a 24-hour period of time. And you can only imagine what that was like. It was just insane. And all that water came down off the mountain and hit Palm Springs. So I work in Palm Springs, so to get home was very challenging yesterday. But it worked, and now we're at the beginning of a lovely 4-day weekend. So it is time to do that question and answer video that I've been wanting to do. And I do have some questions. And I guess we'll just get started. I'm lounging in my backyard right now. I'm thinking of all the chores that I have to do. Like the pool. The spool, as we call it. It's an oversized spa, but we call it a spool. Have to get to that soon. But anyway, so wrote down all the questions so I wouldn't forget anything. I'm a little self-conscious. I'm hoping none of the neighbors are home right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, first question comes from Michael Salmon. First, I have to ask you a question. Are you related to the Angel player of like a couple of decades ago? Tim? Just curious. Anyways, on. He asked, what shoes am I planning to wear in the snow? And he was also asking about winter gaiters too, if I plan to do that. I'm going to wear the exact same shoes I start the trail with. Let me put the picture right here. Those are my Keen Voyagers. No, they're not trail runners. I can't. I tried so much to get used to Ultras. I have a pair of Ultras that I've tried to wear a lot, but I used to suffer a lot from plantar fasciitis, and I got rid of it through several means, and one of it was proper footwear. And the Keens, I think I need a stiffer sole on the bottom and more support, and the Keens give me that. They're not waterproof, however, so at least they're not going to be one of those Gore-Tex shoes that never dry out once you get them wet. They're breathable. In fact, yesterday was a test with all that rain coming down, because I drive a low-profile vehicle normally, but we drive trucks and other vehicles to the work sites from my school district, and this parking lot was sitting in that much water. So, my feet got very wet yesterday. And when I got them out of the shoe, then everything dried up pretty quickly, so that's good. I am planning to wear those, which will be beneficial, I think, in the snow. During the desert section, I might get blisters. I don't know. I'm hoping not. I'm going to use Glide and other things to hopefully prevent them, but if it happens, it happens, because it's going to be warm. They're leather shoes. They're breathable. You might see those little mesh parts. That's where the breathable part is, but it's not like a tennis shoe. But winter gaiters, I would say no, unless the snow level is very, very high like it was in 2017. And because we're in an El Nino year, it's possible. If I end up needing snow gaiters, I would probably buy them at Yogi's supplier there. Triple Crown Outfitters. I'll probably buy something there if I need to. I don't own them right now. My plan right now is just to go into this year with the Dirty Girl gaiters on. But if I need higher up on my calves, then I'll buy something there. Kelly Talent asked if I was wearing the Keens on the hike. Yes, obviously. That answers that question too. All right, so next question comes from the Chubby Hiker. Just several, actually. Do you have any gear left to buy? No. Food, yes. Little bits here and there, yes. Like, I've been looking at that little, the coupling mechanism for the Sawyer filter. I might pick up one of those. I don't know. And by the way, I wrote Sawyer and asked them about the O-rings, because I know those things go missing or they fall out a lot. And They said they're just going to ship me like a few for free. I'm like, hey, awesome, thank you, Sawyer. So I haven't gotten that yet, but I'm looking forward to that because I just know me. I would lose it and then have to buy a whole new filter. I don't want to do that. Chubby also asked, once you finish the PCT, are you planning on celebrating? And then how? I haven't even thought about that, Chubby. Seriously, it's one baby step at a time. Right now, it's the goal towards getting ready for the hike. And then I'm trying not to think of the whole hike because you think about that, it's a little bit overwhelming. It's just like little segments. Okay, day 1, I'm going to hopefully get to where I want to get to. Day 2, get to Lake Marina. My next goal would be like Julian, and although I'll be stopping other places, but like little baby steps, like surviving the first 2 weeks and coming home. Because we live close to, not close, an hour and a half away from the Paradise Valley Cafe. So when I hit that trailhead, I'm going to have Tammy come and pick me up. And I'm going to yellow blaze, not to Idlewild, home. Not really yellow blazing, but I'm going to take 2 days off at home, have a 00, and then have her drop me off at the trailhead out in 74 a couple days later to continue. But it's just all baby steps. When I'm almost about to finish, I probably will start thinking about celebration. First, I got to get there, though. I have no idea what I would do. If I successfully through hike, I am going to get a tattoo. I don't have any tats at all, and I probably will cry because it will hurt. But I've seen some really neat little tattoos of the shield, of the Pacific Crest Trail shield, and I'll probably put that somewhere like on my calf or something, just as a talking point, saying, hey, I did that. But I'm not going to do that until I finish the trail. That's a way of celebrating, I guess. And she also asked, have I ever been to Campo? Nope. Never been to Campo. Funny thing, though, my hairdresser's parents live there somewhere. I don't know exactly where. But nope, never been to Campo. Okay. Michelle Oglesby Flores has like 3 questions, too. She asked if I've done any overnights other than that one video where I was in the rain at Whitewater. Oh yeah, in fact, I've taped quite a few of them. I get a lot of that question about that and the length of the hike, and I don't think people are watching back through my older videos where I videotape the stuff. So if I remember to, I'm going to copy and paste the links down below in the description, so you won't have to search for them. You can just click through and watch them. The overnights I've done that I taped, let's see, I've been at Whitewater several times. I've only taped one other time, I believe. It was when I hiked in from the I-10 up past the Cabazon, the wind farms, and then through the canyon and down to Whitewater. I taped that. It's a 2-part video, and stayed at Whitewater overnight, and then hiked a little bit the next day, but not much. I basically went home more or less the next day. That was good. I found out what pieces of equipment were not going to work for me and what would. Later on that year, it was summertime. I had a summer pass to the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway, and I made some reservations up at Round Valley Campground. That was true wilderness. Whitewater, you've got a flush toilet, you've got running water really nearby, you've got your car in emergency, although I didn't that time because I hiked in, but Round Valley Campground, you're in the wilderness. There was a pit toilet, but it was like a half-mile hike. And that's the most luxurious that there was. Maybe not a half mile. Anyways, that was a really cool experience because I had changed some equipment and I was testing that out. And that was probably one of the best night's sleep I got. It wasn't a good night's sleep by any means because of the sleeping pad kept deflating every 2 hours. But that was my first night with my quilt, and it was my first night sleeping at elevation too. It was good. It was a fun experience. Learned a lot. What works, what doesn't work for me. Actually cooked. Well, I cooked at Whitewater too, but it felt different out there because there was nobody around. The campsites are really far apart up there. It's nice. But I'll link those videos for you so you'll see that. What is your longest hike to date? Michelle also asks. My longest one is probably from the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway into Idlewild. I didn't do the Wellman's Divide side of the trail. I went on the other side. There's a preserve that was closed for a while because of fire, but they had just reopened it. So I took that route down through the burnt section. Then I went through this really cool fern forest, Fern Valley. Excuse me. And then it hit Saddle Junction, which is where the PCT goes through. And then I took Devil's Slide Trail down into Humber Park into Idlewild. And it wasn't quite 12 miles because it's like a 2-mile road walk once you hit Humber Park. And after a mile or so, or a little bit more than a mile of hiking, it was humid and hot. This old man kind of drove up next to me and said, "Do you want to ride into town?" I'm like, "Yes, please." Didn't even hesitate. So we got into town, found Tammy, and then we went and had lunch. And I did have the hiker hobble a little bit. Not when I was moving, after I sat down for like a half an hour for lunch, and I got up afterwards, I was like, oh my God. So I'm going to get that and a whole lot more in the spring. Yikes. She also asked, any back-to-back hikes to set your body used to multiple day hikes? Not really. If they were small mileage hikes. So, and I'm limited. The reason why I'm limited is because I work full time and I can't take vacation days, and I'm sitting on those because of this hike. I have a leave of absence, but I want to burn through my vacation days first, so I get paid, and for other reasons too. So I haven't been taking vacation days because I can't. So I'm limited to the back-to-back hikes. I would take up the whole weekend doing that. So yeah, no. That's going to be a rude awakening for my body when I start. I have things to help with that, but it's going to be an adaptation period, honestly. Another question I got was from Keepin Hiker T. He or she, I'm not sure, asked, what is my problem with camping? I have not found a way, Keepin, to actually get a good night's sleep yet. Every time I've camped, I'm either... the first time at Whitewater, I was disturbed by... I was with a group of people camping, and there was super high winds. So I'm like getting used to that. That I think I could have gotten over eventually, but there was a camper close by who... I don't know, he must have suffered from night terrors because he was talking the entire night, thrashing around. I'm like... it was terrible. And then another time at Whitewater, it was, it took me 3 times to even get close to solving my sleeping pad issue. And I don't even know if I've solved that yet. I will find out on trail. Either it wasn't thick enough, or because I'm a side sleeper, it has to be spongy enough. Otherwise my hip and my shoulders kill me. Or it deflates. My sleeping bag was kind of irritating me. I toss and turn until I get comfortable. My sleeping bag would start to twist and turn underneath me, and my zipper would end up underneath me somewhere else, and I just was never comfortable. When I moved to the quilt, that time up in Idlewild, that was the best night's sleep I got, and it still wasn't that great. Again, because the sleeping pad kept deflating on me. So I changed my sleeping pad, but I didn't really get a chance to test that, because last time I was at Whitewater, I was only there for a couple of hours on the pad. It felt great while I was there, but I don't know if it would deflate too. We'll find out. So if I could get enough rest, I'd be fine. My problem is I don't sleep well it's not that it's in the tent, it's just I'm not comfortable enough, even marginally comfortable enough to sleep well. So we'll see. Maybe when I do multi-days of hiking, I'll be too exhausted to care and my body will just, but we'll find out. You will see it. Patty Doyle had a question or two. Have you chose your strategy for the Sierra section? She's asking, will I hike straight through? Will I flip-flop, or will I climb over Forester Pass? In a perfect world, I've always said I want to go straight through. I don't like to flip-flop because I see people do that and they still hit snow up further north, so why bother? Just go through. It'll take you longer, but just go through. Plus, you might not have to deal with as high stream crossings if you go in too much. Now, I'm not going in that early. If I'm on schedule, I'll hit the Sierra at the tail end of May, beginning of June. So, this year, it depends on the rest of the weather for the spring. If it stops raining, then it will be an okay snow year. If it keeps raining and dumping snow up there, it's going to be a high snow year. Not like 2017, but still. Yeah, so I'm planning on going through, and I know my mileage is going to drop when I get up there. But you got to take it slow, especially with the amount of food you have to bring. It's heavy, and I'm still planning on ditching out at probably Kearsarge Pass. How do you pronounce that? So my plan is go through the Sierra. I am going to try Whitney. I really want to because it's an easier approach from the PCT side. Go over Forester, get down off of Kearsarge Pass. Oh, just wait till I'm on the trail. I'm going to massacre names right and left. And go down to Independence, maybe Bishop or Lone Pine, I'm not sure, but I'm going to send something to Independence, and then go back up, and then continue onward. I think the next resupply is VVR. I might swing by Muir Trail Ranch just to see what it is. I don't know much about it, but I'm not sending anything there because you have to send like $50 or a big bucket or something like that. And just go through and celebrate in South Lake Tahoe because you're pretty much done with it at that point. But anyways, yeah, Patty, I'm going to go through. I'm curious what your strategy is going to be because I know you're hiking it with Maru. Liverpool hikers wanted to know my Garmin update. So it's mixed. I got it to track it. It reads, it's fine, but after spending hours with Garmin support, and they're helpful. It's just there's something weird with their software. We got it to work. It will not work with Chrome at all. It will work with my account, just logging in, I can see it. But for a guest to go in and use the password that I've set for it, they won't work with the Chrome at all. Won't with I swear I should do a blooper reel at some point. We got it to work with Firefox once, and we thought we had solved the problem, but I tested it again when I was out in the Coachella Valley Preserve, and there was something, it like wouldn't recognize a URL. It's the same URL though, so I don't know why it's not recognizing it. So we're going to troubleshoot a little bit more. And if worse comes to worse, Tammy's just going to have to log in with my account in order to see where I'm at. I was going to set it up for friends and family with a password, just so, because I don't want everyone knowing exactly where I'm at, so they could follow along. But if it doesn't work right, then I'm not going to give my account out to everybody. So yeah, so it's working, but not as intended. I don't think it has anything to do with the actual device, because it does send, and it's something with their software and their website. And I've already gone through making it visible, and the I icon and the M icon, and sharing the map publicly, and it's there. But it's just not working quite as intended. But hey, as long as the SOS works, that's fine. We can't really test that, so hopefully it works. I think that's it. I can't think of any other ones that I had. So I'm delaying this. I don't want to clean the pool. I have to add some chlorine and just do some scrubbing to the pool, and continue to pack my resupply boxes. That's on my agenda for today. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great holiday weekend. I'm not planning on spending any money. Everything's going towards the hike to save up everything. But I'm going to enjoy the lack of rain and go on a hike tomorrow. Probably will film tomorrow. If I don't film tomorrow, I'll go on another hike a little bit later in the weekend, and I'll film that. I don't want to film both. That's too much, Michelle. Oh, oh, I forgot. Somebody else asked, what's my plan? What's my filming strategy for the hike? Forgive me, I forgot who it was. I would like to put up a video every day of each day of the hike, except for maybe boring days in town or something like that. But I know there's a lack of signal, so things are going to get delayed, but that's okay. But I would like to put up a video for every day. Hopefully not one of my 20 to 30 minute videos, because that would use up a lot of space in the phone. But we'll see what happens. In a perfect world, I would get 15 minutes or less, or a little bit less per day video, but we'll see what happens. So I can't wait for you guys to follow along. I can't wait to start. It's less than 2 months. I'm not freaking out yet. That will come after when I have less than 4 weeks out. Then I'll start to freak out. All right. Hope you liked the Q&A. If you like what you saw, click like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And watch my past videos and click the bell for future videos. And I will see you next time. Have a delightful weekend.